there's two, the secret to this business, like I don't share this very often, so don't tell anybody. This is only for the people that showed up on this call. But the secret to this business is consistency. The secret to this business is showing up long enough for the people. I know, mind blowing. You guys have never heard me say that before. But the secret to this business is showing up long enough and consistently enough to inspire other people to take action too. And you don't have to be this super guru, inspiring, amazing person to inspire somebody. You just have to show up and do your stuff long enough to inspire someone to eventually take action. Consistency is inspiring. So one of the things that I always talk about with my coaches is if you're struggling with consistency, or if you have coaches that are struggling with consistency, it's one of two things that are off. Either your why isn't strong enough, meaning your fuel, your goal, your vision, whatever your why is, whatever that is for you. If you're struggling with consistency, that might be not big enough. You might not be dreaming big enough. You might not be allowing yourself to think big enough and dream big enough and believe big enough. The second thing that might be off, if your why is strong enough and that you have that fuel, then the second thing that might be off is your belief. The belief that the things you're doing every day are inevitably going to lead you to whatever your why is. The belief that if you show up and do your stuff every day, and you show up and do everything on this BAT every day, it's inevitable that you're going to attract those 2 or 3 great coaches that you really want to work with, because you don't need a million. You just need 2 or 3 great ones that believe in this and have as strong of a why as you do and as strong a belief as you do. And if you find 2 or 3 people like that develop into leaders and they start to inspire others, then you're going to have a pretty kick-ass team and a really awesome income to go along with that. So those are the 2 things you got to help your coaches with and yourself. Constantly refueling those 2 things. Your why are you doing this? What is your big picture goal? What's your giant why? And then is your belief there? What is holding you back? What's holding your coaches back from believing that it's 110% inevitable that if you just show up and stay consistent long enough, you're going to find those 2 or 3 great leaders that want to do this with you? Because whatever it is, it's some self-limiting belief that you got to pull out of your coaches and pull out of yourself, shine the light on it. And as soon as your coaches say it, as soon as you say it out loud, like, it loses a lot of power, and then you can start to work through it. All right. So anyway, back to this. That was a long tangent, but what I'm trying to get you guys to do is focus on the very top part of this business activity tracker, which I think a lot of coaches skip, which at the very top, it says, my why. Restate the purpose or the purposes supporting your coaching business. So what is your goal? What is your why? What's your vision board? What's on your why list? Make sure that's written down there and you're looking at it and rewriting it down every day. So take a minute to write that down. Because the coaches that are crushing this business, that is on their mind 24/7. It's fueling them all day, every day. And then the other thing is your target market. So stay focused on connecting with your ideal person. And sometimes I think that this is a little funny. Like, I think whatever you're interested in, like your target market isn't always going to look like the same exact person every time. They're going to show up in a lot of different types of people, but more often than not, they're going to be people that you have a lot of common interests with. Or maybe you don't even have a lot of common interests with, but there's something about them that you like being around them. You like talking to them. You like their energy. You guys have the same type of energy. And when you have a scheduled call with them, you don't dread it. You are excited. You can't wait to talk to them. You love getting messages and texts from them. It's just something about, you see their news feeds, you watch their stories. There's something about them that attracts you to them, that makes you want to watch what they're up to and makes you want to be more a part of their life, and you want them to be part of your life. That, to me, is your target market. Someone that has that energy about them that you're attracted to. It doesn't matter if they are a man, a woman, live in Nebraska or in Boston, but they have a similar type of energy about them. One thing that I really believe in is, like, you do become the people you spend the most time with. That cliche saying that everyone says, like, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is true. because we're human and people that we hang out with are contagious. So think about what are the 5 people that the 5 people you want to hang out with the most? Those are your tribe. Those are what you write down here. Like, what are the characteristics you're looking for in the 5 people you want to surround yourself with? Are they people that want to have an impact? Are they people that have a growth mindset? Are they people that have an abundant mindset where they want other people to succeed? Or are they people that are putting people down and have a mindset of lack? Are they people that don't believe in personal development? I'm assuming not. So that is probably more of a target market. And then also you can say like, I want to work with moms, or I want to work with whatever, but I think the characteristics are more important than where the person lives or what their, whatever type of lifestyle they have, whatever their life situation looks like. All right. So you got your why, you got your target market. We just had the other co-coach of the week show up, Nikki, all the way from Laguna Beach, California. She's got the, hopefully she's gonna be showing up on that Laguna Beach show. Is that show still on these days? I think it's Siesta Key. I think they moved to Florida, All right. So we got the why, we got the target market. Let's talk. We got be proof the products work. I mean, working out, drinking Shakeology. I really wish that they would move number 4, the personal development, up to number 1, so that you had the workout, Shakeology, and personal development all in that one section. Because to me, that's proof the products work. Like I think the 4 legs of the table in this business, and anytime you guys want to figure out what you need to tell somebody if someone's not sure what a coach is, you can tell them that a coach is somebody who offers 4 things. 1, the fitness component. So yeah, that's your workout. Your nutrition component with Shakeology and the portion control containers and the meal plans. And then you have the personal development, which I kind of think is like number 1. I think that's the fuel for everything. If the personal development, if you're taking care of your mind, you're going to get your workouts in more often. You're going to make less excuses. You're going to eat better. So those 3 things. And then the 4th leg of the table is community. So anytime someone's like, what is this whole coaching thing about? It's like, oh, well, we offer 4 things: fitness, nutrition, mindset, and community. Simple. And if they want to be a part of that, great. And if they don't, great. But at least they know they're invited to the party. And if they want to show up and be a part of the party, great. And if they don't, they're missing out on an amazing Zoom call at 8:00 on a Tuesday night. Their loss. Okay. So personal development, working out, drinking your Shakeology. These things to me are the foundation of the business. When you're doing these things, all this other stuff, number 2 and 3, becomes a lot easier. Because anytime someone comes to me and they say they want to build the business, I always tell them, great, you need to be a customer first and have an amazing experience, because that's the best way for me to set you up for success as a coach. That's where your foundation is going to come from. So these things, being the proof the products work, the personal development, the more you do that, the more results you get with that, the more you're doing your personal development, eating right, drinking your Shakeology, doing your workouts, the more you're doing those things, the more confidence you're going to have in all this other stuff, the initiating connections, the inviting, the follow-ups, and all that. So this is, to me, the vital behaviors of personal development, your workouts, your food. That is the foundation. And then the overarching is the inviting other people to be a part of that. That's all this coaching thing is. It's personal development, eating right, working out, not being perfect with that, not trying to be perfect with that, but just doing your best with those 3 things, and then seeing how much that affects you and improves who you are and improves your life, and then just inviting other people to be a part of that. And if they want to join, awesome. And if they don't, awesome. That's all this business is. So, okay. So we got be proof the products work. We got the personal development. So then we have connect, invite, follow up. So the first thing is initiate connections and add followers. So this could be, reconnecting with people in that you're already friends with on Instagram and Facebook. And then also adding followers is, okay, searching locations on Instagram, or searching hashtags, or someone that you follow that has a ton of followers, like, some kind of celebrity or a fitness person or medical medium or whoever, you know, like, and then seeing who likes their posts, and then you can follow them. So there's so million different ways you can go to find people to follow that have something in common with you. Either they live near you or they are following the same people that you follow, you know, what Gary V or whatever it is, you know, you're seeing who's liking the posts of the people that you follow, and then you're just following those same people that are also following them. Initiating connections, then once they follow you back, that's your opportunity to start a conversation with them. Oh, wow, got a new follower. Who is this person? Let me go to their profile. Let me see what their bio says. Let me see what's showing up as with their posts. And then whatever stands out to you, reaching out to them and thanking them for the follow, and then asking them something. Always asking, always ending your conversation with a question to kind of keep the conversation going. Asking them something about what you see in their profile or in their bio that kind of stands out, whether it's somewhere they live or what their hobbies are, or that they have kids or a dog or whatever it is that stands out to you. Other great thing for reconnecting with existing people on Facebook, you can search, it tells you like whose birthday it is every day. So you can go to your Facebook and you can see whose birthday it is today, and you can wish them a happy birthday and start a conversation like that. So let's take, it's 7:20 my time, 8:20 East Coast. Let's take 10 minutes to, you can wish people happy birthday on Facebook, or you can go on Instagram, search location, or go to somebody you follow and start to follow some people that are following that person, or someone, you know, that posts with a location tag that you are searching, or Facebook birthdays, whatever it is. So let's take 10 minutes to do some reconnecting and connecting and adding new followers here. And I am not a great DJ, but I got this today's hit playlist from Apple Music. Let's see what this thing has to offer. Don't you be a me? Thought you wanted me to go. Why you trying to keep me thinking? It's a dream. Wish it on the genie. I got fans finally, and you wanted them to see me. I thought you want this for my life, for my life. Said you wanted to see me thrive. You lied. Don't you be why you trying to keep me number one. So what happened was I thought you check it the tech.
sleep with me again. Yeah, you know my love is bad. Oh, let's find a place where happiness begins. Come dance in my living room, slave to the way you move, hurts when I'm giving you. Just dance in my living room, love when I got too drunk to it, ladies groove. Come dance in my living room, slave to the way you move, hurts when I'm giving you. Dance in my living room, love when I got too drunk. It's only you, you know that it's real. So why would you fight and try to deny the way that you feel? Oh, baby, can't fool me. Your body's not up to the plan. So stop pretending you're shy. Just come on and dance, 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 dance. Saying you don't change your mind, even though just open your eyes. Let's do it one more time. Come dance in my living room, slave to the way you move, hurts when I'm giving you. Just dance in my living room, love when I got too drunk to it, ladies groove. Come dance in my living room, slave to the way you move, hurts when I'm giving you. Dance in my living room, love when I got too drunk. It's only you, you know that it's real. So why would you fight or try to deny the way that you feel? Oh, baby, can't fool me. Your body's not up to the plan. So stop pretending you're shy. Just come on and dance, 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 dance. There must be a higher love down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is a wasted time. Look inside your heart and I look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk the line and try to see. Falling behind what could be. Oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. There's a higher love. I keep thinking down. And we're just hanging on, facing our fears, standing out there alone. I am the air, and it's real to me. There must be someone who's feeling for me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. I got a lot of birthdays. Bring me higher. It's a song of the summer. Oh, it's too good. You guys know that when you click on friends on Facebook, it shows you whose birthday it is, right? Someone was asking how to find whose birthday it was. You just gotta click on friends.
The same summer that widowed Gwyneth Paltrow. Back when I could trust in my dogs like Balto. My family, the Sopranos, these niggas is altos. First album, every track could be the outro. Velcro, the shell toes, things that we will outgrow. Used to rock South Bowl, summers taking the 6 bus to South Show. Never sold out, but now we outsold. That was the summer I learned I love the great outdoors. Learn you get the fans if you can't keep your mouth closed. That summer left a couple marks like Groucho. That halo can turn hollow depending how low. That summer left a couple tan lines. I love my city. They let me cut the line on the damn line. They walk on eggshells and landmines. They communicate with hand signs. You remember how when you were young, the song so
Two minutes.
I remember the last summer of the teens. I can't recall too many summers in between. Will Smith, Genie, Donald Glover, Lion King. My daughter on the swing like the 2017 Cubs. My daughter had the double ring up. Finger look like jean cuffs or 2 lean cups. Used to have a session with the 27 club. Now I'm turning 27. Wanna make it to the 27 B club. Put the 27s down, Lord, give me a clean love. Took the ring about the box. I know this ain't no free club. The story art so sharp that it made the streets flood. This the type of covenant you keep love. We love. disappeared in some insincere all that feeling's forever. If we
All right. So do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle or has a call to action. So that one, if you guys haven't done that, you can do that. And then also right below that is update your stories, your Instagram and Facebook stories, and they give you like ideas of like kind of what to share on your stories. One thing that I think is kind of helpful is consistency with those, like whether you want to do a move of the day to kind of show them one move from your workout. Maybe you could have, a picture of your shake or something that highlights one of the superfoods of the 70 each day. Kind of say like superfood of the day. You could say what it is, pick one of the 70, go on Google, type in the name of whatever that superfood is, and then type in benefits. So like Camu benefits. So then like your story clip could be like, superfood of one of the superfoods that I put in my shake every day is Camu. The benefits are, X, Y, and Z. You could even say like where it comes from, and what it is, like Camu or whatever you pick that day. And there's 70 of them to pick from. So you got a clip of the day, a superfood of the day, a quote of the day, like obviously we're doing personal development every day because that's the main thing. And the main thing is to keep the main thing. So there's probably going to be one quote or one idea or something that stands out in the personal development you do every day that you can share, and you could even make that into your post sometimes. Like, hey, like this stood out to me, and I was listening to this podcast today, and this really stood out to me, and it reminded me of this, or it really stood out to me because, and then just say like what it said that stood out to you. And then you know what? People that see that and it stands out to them, there's some commonality between you and them that you can relate about. Sometimes the personal development stuff is where I connect with most people. Is like, oh, these are the type of books I like to read. These are the type of quotes that stand out to me. And if they stand out to this person, like, oh, okay, we have something in common. So a clip of the day, a superfood of the day, a quote of the day. It says right here, so you got daily, obviously you want to share, daily life, just kind of like out and about. It says when you do kind of share, if you're going to use your product, don't use the brand name. You want to create what they call curiosity marketing. You don't want them to see the name of Energize and then them go to Google and type in Energize and then buy it online. You want them to see, what is this yellow thing, this yellow drink that they drink every single morning. It's showing up in their stories every single morning. And then they ask you, and then because it created curiosity. Same with Shakeology. You don't want to say Shakeology, like you don't want to show the name of Shakeology in your stories. You can show like pictures of what you eat. People are curious about that. Like, okay, this person I'm following seems to be doing pretty well with their fitness and nutrition. Like, what exactly do they eat? I see them having this like superfood shake, but what else do they eat during the day? And then also like in your stories, some kind of like an invitation to people for them to join you. And they says invitation, promote a group, poll, or a call to action. I think a really cool call to action, especially right now at the end of the month, is like that you could even have like, I have 3 promo codes, and then you could like X out, like in the next clip in your story is like an X going through one, and then there's only 2 left. And then the next clip is like an X through the second one. And then there's only 1 promo code left to kind of create like, hey, I only got 1 left here, or I only got 3 left, whatever it is. And then I love doing recognition and shout outs on my stories. Like there's so many of us that are crushing this and trying our best to live healthier lifestyles on the team. And you can see it in, we all follow each other, right? Like we see each other's posts and stuff. Don't be afraid to like shout out one of the other coaches on the team in your story, even once a day, pick somebody to kind of shout out. because that shows your followers, the community, that it's not just you that's doing this. You're a part of something bigger with all these other people that are doing it too. And so it's working for a lot of people, not just one. Okay. I see we got a question. What about MM100? Do we use that name? I was thinking that today, wasn't sure. I still wouldn't use any brand names because they might Google it and then, get caught in some sales funnel page or just buy it straight from Beachbody instead of through you. So yeah, I think calling it Morning Meltdown 100 allows them to go Google it when you just want to create more of a curiosity. They want to be like, what are these workouts you're doing, these 25 to 30-minute workouts? I see one of your moves every day. I see you're crossing off a calendar every day. Like, tell me about this, So they come to you instead of Google. Pat, what is the book that you read every day that you show on your stories? So this is another thing that I connect with a ton of people. Like if I got a little bit of a commission for every time someone bought one of these 5-minute journals, I'd be rich. I can't tell you how many times people reach out to me on my stories and say, what is this 5-minute journal? Look, you guys have it. So like, that is another thing that I'm sharing on my stories every day, and people reach out, hey, what is that journal? What is that thing that you post on your stories every day? And then it starts up other conversations, and I say, hey, yeah, do you do gratitude in the morning? It's called the 5-minute journal. And so it's a 5-minute journal. It has a quote every day, like a cool quote. And then you write down 3 things that you're grateful for. I usually write down 3 things from the day before that really stood out to me, which always seem to be interactions with other people. And now it's really like primed me and prepped me to understand that the things I'm most grateful for during my day are connections and conversations with other people. So because I do that gratitude journal every day, when I'm out and about, I know that I need to get my head up from my phone and have conversations with somebody in line at the grocery store or on the plane or wherever I am, because I know that ends up being the thing that I'm most grateful for. And so it makes me pay attention to the things that are going to make me feel very grateful every day. And it also, when I share that little page in my story every day, it allows other people to see that and reach out to me, and then I can connect, and then they start doing it, and then they're interested in other aspects of what I do that helps me, not just my gratitude. They want to know about the workouts then, and then about my shakes and about the community and all that and the personal development. So it's a great gateway, that 5-minute journal. Okay. Oh yeah. Amazon influencer. I got to get on that. All right. So what do we got? We got 18 minutes left. So we're going to just respond. We're going to take like 10 minutes to respond to people that have liked our posts or commented on our posts or watched our stories. And we're just going to reach out to them and number one, thank them. And then number 2, you can ask them, like, are they on a journey of their own? Like, hey, like, thanks so much for watching my stories. This isn't always easy, but, having your support means a lot. Are you on a, fitness journey of your own? Thank you so much. How about you? Thank you so much. How are things with you? Tell me about yourself. But thank them for watching your stories. Thank them for liking your posts, and then, ask them about themselves if they're doing something or what they're working on. All right. Music.
Never met. I'll be drunk waking up in someone else's bed. I'll be lost in a crowded room of fake friends. I wouldn't even know what love is if we never met. What if I never started singing? What if you never told your family you were leaving when you felt the pressure? There's a million different reasons we shouldn't be together, but when I put it all together, it all comes back to you. I love it when the only light is me, you, and the moon. And baby, when I close my eyes, I'm thinking about if we never met. I'll be be drunk, waking up in someone else's bed. I'll be lost in a crowded room of fake friends. I wouldn't even know what love is if we never met. What if I never left Nashville? What if you never called me back when I asked you? Something stupid about the weather. It all happened for a reason, cause you put me back together. But when I put it all together, it all goes back to you. I love it when the only light was me, you, and the moon. And baby, when I close my eyes, I'm thinking about if we never met. I'll be drunk, waking up in someone else's bed. I'll be lost in a crowded room of fake friends. I wouldn't even know what love is if we never met. I'm losing my self-control. Yeah, you're starting to trickle back in, but I don't wanna fall down the rabbit hole. Cause my heart, I won't do it again. I tell myself, draw the line. Not do I do. But once in a while, I trip up and across the line. And I think of it all. 2 years and just like that, my head still takes me back. Thought it was done, but I guess it's never really over. Oh, we were such a mess. I wasn't in the best. Thought it was done, but I guess it's never really over. Because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe it'll be coming over again. And I have to get up for you all over again. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe it'll be coming over again. And I have to get up for you all over again. I guess I could try hypnotherapy. I gotta rewire this brain. Cause I can't even go on the internet without even checking your name. I tell myself, draw the line. And I do like this. But once in a while I trip up and I cross the line. And I think of it all. 2 years and just like that, my head still takes me back. Thought it was done, but I guess it's never really over. Oh, we were such a mess. I wasn't in the best. Thought it was done, but I guess it's never really over. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe I'll be coming over again. And I have to get up for you all over again. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe I'll be coming over again. And I have to get up for you all over again. Kiss goodbye, thought we met this time. What's the last, but I guess it's never really over. We drew the line right through you and I can't keep going back. I guess it's never really over. 2 years and just like that, my head still takes me back. Thought it was done, but I guess it's never really over. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it's over, maybe it'll be coming over again. And I have to get up for you all over again. And I have to get up for you all over again. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it's over, maybe it'll be coming over again. And I have to get up for you all over again. We kiss goodbye, thought we met this time. What's the last, but I guess it's never really over. We drew the line right through you and I can't keep going back. I guess it's never My bitch go loco, Maria, Maria. Slide on a nigga with the boom. Yeah, the slide. My bitch so loco, go loco. She bust that ass like a lolo. Bust that ass like a lolo. My bitch go loco, Maria, Maria. Slide on a nigga with the boom. Slide, go loco. I put you in a chokehold. I pull a track off a show. I like it when you touch the floor. Call me for dick, not Tyco. Call my phone when you're horny. Hey, mama, hey. Trip too hard, don't drown on this wave. She told me that handcuff would give a new escape. Paranoid, right now. Who got behave? Red lipstick, black outline on me. You be eating cruise when you fucking in your car. You want a real nigga who got real shit in motion. I want me a Wilhelmina bitch to bust it open. My bitch go loco. Slide on a nigga with the phone. On a Saturday night in the summer, sitting down and they all come out. Lamborghinis and they rented hummus. The party's on, so they're heading downtown. Everybody's looking for a come up, and they wanna know what you're about. Me in the middle with the one I love it. We're just trying to figure everything out. We don't fit in well, 'cause we are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. You look stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, we become beautiful people, top designer clothes, front row fashion shows. What you doing, you know? Inside the world, beautiful people, champagne on your nose, breathing out some broken bones, surrounded but still alone. Let's see the body, that's not who we are. We are not beautiful. That's not who we are. We are not beautiful. She was for hours last night and we made it nowhere. I see stars in your eyes when I wait. All night on our face, but all the lights and flash cameras. Just keep my arms around you, there's no need to care. We are just ourselves. I could use some help getting out of this conversation. No one is going this. Don't ask that question here. This is my only fear. Come. Beautiful people, top designer clothes, front row fashion shows. What you do, I know you know. Inside the world, beautiful people, champagne on our nose, dreamed up some broken homes, surrounded but still alone. Let's see the party, that's not who we are. We are not beautiful. Yeah, that's not who we are. We are not beautiful. We are not beautiful.
Hennessy on my lips, take a little sip, privacy on the door, I'ma make this shit grip. A rich nigga, 8 figure, that's my type. That's my type, nigga.
Did I really just forget that melody?
All right, so we got 5 minutes left. Um, invite at least 5 people to your challenge group. So, I mean, this is something you guys can do like while you're responding to people that liked and commented your posts. You can also once in a while, if it's someone that you know you've been talking to for a while, you can say like, oh my God, I totally forgot when we were talking last week that I wanted to invite you to do this little workout online group that we have going on. Oh my God, we were talking last week about whatever it was. Like, I totally forgot to invite you, but I think it'd be fun to do this little challenge together if you're up for it, ? And then they're like, what are you talking about? That honestly, like the invite isn't supposed to be this long drawn out thing. It's just like a very simple, like, hey, I think it'd be fun to do this together. And then they just say like, do what? What do you mean? How does this, what is a challenge group? What is a 21-day challenge? And then you can say, well, that depends. There's a few options. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions about like what goals you have or what you struggle with? And then you can dig deep into like what it is they struggle with, because emotion is what's going to make their decision, not facts and figures and all that kind of stuff. The left side of the brain is the side of the brain that's in charge of language and facts and figures. The right side of the brain is in charge of emotion. It's also the side of the brain that is in charge of decisions. So if you connect with an emotion, then they'll make the decision to join you. And the logical side of the brain will be like, all right, I'm in. But you got to connect to the emotion first. So asking them, hey, there's a few options. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions about what you struggle with, what your goals are? And then if you connect with something like their pain point, like something that, you know, they don't have the energy to be able to run around with their kids, or they don't feel comfortable in their bathing suit, you're connecting with something that's like an emotion, and then they're willing to listen to you about what it is you have to offer them. And you're going to create a much higher perceived value than just, oh, here's the thing that we're going to do together for 21 days. It's like, no, like, what is it that's your pain point? What are you struggling with physically, emotionally? What is it? Let's overcome that. I have whatever it is, I can help you overcome that with our community, with our workouts, with our nutrition, and with our mindfulness and our mindset. So that's kind of an invite, just a quick, just little thing. And then it leads into allowing you to ask them about what they struggle with. So, and then obviously the fortune's in the follow-up. That's a hashtag. Fortune is in the follow-up. You're never going to invite somebody one time and they're going to say yes. It's very rare. It's just 99.9% of the time you're going to have to reach back out to people. Like, so every one of my challengers and every one of my coaches I've had to reach out to and follow up with. And for the most part, I think they're pretty appreciative of that. You know, like now that they're in this and it's changed their life in some way, and they're having success with the business or just with their own personal journey, they would look back and say, thank you so much for not giving up on me after just because I didn't respond. Like, thank you so much for staying in contact and following up with me and inviting me each month I knew I'd eventually be ready. So that, you know, that's something that the fortunes in the follow-up, not just the financial fortune, but something that stood out to me on the national call yesterday. How many of you guys watched Josh Spencer on the national call? He's somebody, if you haven't get a chance to watch it, like, it's a great call. It's in all the national wake-up calls are every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. They're in the TBB Coach 411 Facebook group. TBB, Team Beachbody Coach 411 Facebook group. One of the things he said was, don't focus on selling. He said, focus on changing that person's life. If you go through your inbox trying to just focus on, I need to get through all of my unread messages, or I need to just sell and get my Success Club points, I need to just whatever, that energy that you're putting out there is not going to come through in your conversations. If you go into your inbox, but before you go into your inbox, you say to yourself, I am doing this to have real, authentic conversations with people, and I want to help people change their life in some way, just even a little bit. Maybe they order, maybe they don't, but maybe just a conversation, with a real conversation, something that might just change something they're going through in their life right now. And you go into your conversations in your inbox and reaching out to people that are watching your stories with that mindset of, how can I just make this person's life a little bit better? it's going to come across. The energy is going to come across differently than if you're just trying to go through to like get your next challenge back. So just something to keep in mind. All right. So we hit the initiate connections and add followers. We talked about showing up on your social media, like posting on your social media and your stories, responding to the people and thanking the people that are liking and commenting and watching. And then also the invites and the follow-ups. Simple business, right? Like this, there's only two things you need to know in this business. One is the mindset, which is that's the big picture mindset that you're on an escalator and consistency is the secret to the business. And you just got to show up long enough and allow people to watch you long enough, consistently enough for them to be like, all right, I trust this person. I'm ready to take action. But if you're in and you're out and you're not showing up, and then you're never going to gain that credibility and that trust. So that's the mindset piece, the consistency. And we know that the thing that's throwing off consistency a lot of times is either your why isn't strong enough, you haven't dug deep enough on that, or your belief isn't there that what you're doing every day is worth it. What you're doing every day is going to get you to where you want to be. And that's if the consistency is off of one of yourself or your coaches, that's one of the two things that's probably off. Their why is off, or their belief isn't off. They're not doing their personal development. The self-doubt is starting to creep in a little bit. So that's the mindset piece. And then you got the skills. The mindset in this business is 80%. The skills is a simple business. I could teach this to my 10-year-old nephew. He'd get this. He'd understand how to do everything on this business activity tracker. You know, if I talked to him and taught him long enough, he'd know how to do that. But it's the mindset. It's going into it with that heart, going into it with your heart that you want to make a difference in your own life. You know that this makes a huge difference in your life. You're not trying to be perfect, but you know that these things make you a much more vibrant, positive person. And you want to help other people feel that too. Awesome. All right. That is it for the Power Hour. Feel free to crank your own tunes and keep rocking through your business activities. And what time is it now? 9:02. And that's it. All right, let's get a boom on three. How many of you guys are like, former athletes who used to get in the huddle before games or at the end of it and be like 1, 2, 3, I don't know how we started this thing. It's been going on for like years now, but that's how we end all these calls. So you guys can unmute yourself if you want. Let's get a big boom on three, and then we get back to it. All right. Boom on three. 1, 2, 3. Boom! All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Pat.
That was awesome. All right, guys.
Thank you.
See you guys.